Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to another video. Today I've got a bit of a news roundup for you guys. We've got some brand new details regarding Season 2 of Battlefield 6, so that is coming out presumably sometime in January, maybe as late as February, but if I had to guess, I would say January. DICE have finally issued a bunch of the missing rewards all the way back from when the game released. There are some new Battlefield veteran rewards as well. Some of the challenges in the game have seen some tweaks and some fixes, so there's a few fair things to go over here. As always, if you guys do enjoy the content on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything Battlefield 6. Leaving a like is always appreciated, and as always guys, thank you so much for the support. So, first of all, DICE sent out this in-game message here saying, we've granted you all missing daily login rewards. So if you remember, back when the game released on the 10th of October, which is, what, like more than 2 months ago now, you were supposed to get something every day you logged into the game, and most of them were XP boosters. For whatever reason, this went wildly wrong, and they've just now given them to us, which isn't really a lot of help, is it? Like, it would have been nice to have these when the game released so you could get experience faster and that sort of thing, but now most people have already finished leveling up, they've got their weapons unlocked and everything like that, so this is kind of like a nothing burger, really. However, something else that is pretty cool is they posted this here saying, Battlefield veterans report in if you've been fighting since Battlefield 4 on an EA-connected account. Log into Battlefield 6 and secure your veteran rewards. You can see there is a new jet skin here for the fighter jets. I have received these. I would go and check in-game if you've gotten one of these like in-game messages. I don't think everybody's gotten them yet, so they're sort of rolling out slowly. You know how DICE are with these things. They seem to just go to some people and not to others, but if you haven't gotten it yet, just sit tight. You should get it eventually. So that's kind of nice to see them, you know, well, first of all, referring to people who played BF4 as veterans, and second of all, giving us somewhat of like a bit of recognition there, I guess. I wonder what they're going to give to people who've been playing since 1942, though. Now, for those of you who have been experiencing a broken game, so inconsistencies in the firing range, problems with the main menu displaying tiles that were basically unclickable. Essentially, for me, I couldn't play the game. They released a hotfix for this on Steam on the 12th of December, and they have now released one for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and the EA app just yesterday on the 15th of December. So that has now gone out to all of the platforms, and if you've been suffering from any of those issues that I mentioned, you should be good to go. Now, before we get on to the interesting leaks and stuff here about Season 2, I just wanted to mention this. For the Winter Offensive challenges, DICE have actually sneakily nerfed a couple of them. So this one here, heal teammates' health in heat zones, that was 500 HP. Actually, originally it was 1000 HP, but they nerfed it on like day 1 or 2 of the update, and now it's gone all the way down to 200 HP. And this one here as well, get multi-kills with explosives, you had to get 2 before, and now it's been reduced down to 1. Now, I think this is good, but this is a very clear indication that they don't playtest this kind of stuff at all, because if they had, and all they would have had to do is get one single team to sit through all these challenges, see how many rounds it took, how long they had to play, they could have easily come to the conclusion that they just took too much time and that they weren't particularly fun to accomplish. I didn't really enjoy these challenges at all because they kind of encourage you to play the game mode wrong. You had to be freezing for almost all of them, which meant that you basically couldn't heal up. And I thought the whole point of the game mode was to make sure that you weren't freezing so that you could heal up, but these assignments were actually actively encouraging you to play the mode wrong. So that was kind of my gripe with them. I really think they just need to spend more time on the assignment system, on the challenges, the weekly challenges, all that sort of stuff. They need to do like more playtesting of it. Hell, put it in Battlefield Labs and let people playtest it there, and I will be the first one to tell them this isn't fun. But there you go, they have made a few concessions, you know, there, so hopefully this means in the future they're not going to be quite as severe, let's say, in these challenges. And here is yet another one that's been bugged for a long time. The Battle Royale Special Forces Operator Challenge 1, that has just now been fixed, and this is coming from the Battlefield Communications account, and they say, we received reports that the challenge was not providing its reward upon completion. During our investigation, we found the underlying issue and have now resolved it. Unfortunately, we are not able to retroactively grant the challenge reward for players who have already completed the challenge at the moment, and so our plan is to retroactively grant the challenge reward once we have an additional change ready to deploy. This might take until the new year, and we apologise for the inconvenience caused by this. So I don't really play RedSec, this hasn't been an issue for me, but it sounds like if you haven't completed this yet, or you have completed it and it just didn't register for you because of this bug, I would just hold off on doing it, because it could well be that you've already done it, and when they make the necessary changes, it'll just auto-complete, like we saw with a lot of the previous challenges that they fixed a couple of patches ago. So that leads us into the new leaks about Season 2 of Battlefield 6. Now, this is coming from the 1BF Battlefield 6 Twitter account, so this is a leak. It's essentially just a rumor. These guys usually get their information through data mining and looking at the in-game files, and as such, I would take this with a grain of salt. This is not set in stone, but this is what they have to say. So, exclusive seems like second season, they meant to say there, will be a toxic one. So there's a new bundle that's going to be presumably available in the store called Toxic Tide, Gauntlet Mode Chokehold, which says survive the psychochemical gas by equipping gas mask filters and eliminating the hostiles. And according to them, they say Season 2 goes live on the 10th of January. Probably, I saw that Season 1 ends on the 9th of January. So it does sound a little bit like wishy-washy here in terms of information. I believe these are, like, the source itself is from Russia, so sometimes these things are translated, sometimes the translation isn't that good, but from following these guys throughout Battlefield Labs, they did get a lot of stuff right with Battlefield 6 in general. Now, whether it's going to go live on the 10th of January or not, I would say that's kind of clutching at straws. Like, okay, if Season 1 ends on the 10th of January, that doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be a new season taking over right away. Although, we did get Season 1 for Battlefield 6 pretty soon after the release of the game. Was it 28th of October, if memory serves? So that's 18 days after the release of the game. I think that surprised everybody, including myself. And so I guess seeing a second season rolling around right after Season 1 ends wouldn't be too far-fetched. That being said, they've also got to do this big RedSec competition that, of course, they had to cancel because update 1.1.3 just catastrophically broke the game. So that might put a spanner in the works, so to speak, there. But I guess we'll see. Now, that's not the only information that we know about Season 2, of course. A few weeks ago, we did see some data mining from Temporal, and I would argue that he is the more reliable of the two sources here. And he says the AH-6 Little Bird is going to be coming in Season 2. Here you can see all the primary, secondary, and equipment slot options available for that. We have, of course, already seen it in the files. DICE kind of did a bit of a boo-boo. They added it with Season 1. It was available in Portal, and then when they realized that they'd made a mistake, they took it out of the game files. You couldn't spawn it in Portal anymore, but I did feature that in a video, so it's definitely in the files at the moment, and I think that's got to be the Season 2 vehicle. We've also got a number of weapons here, the MG5, the Bren 2, the Scorpion Evo 3, and the Scorpion VZ61. Of course, they're probably going to have, like, in-game names when they're actually released. We've also got some new gadgets coming here, the Airburst Grenade Launcher, the Sticky Grenade Launcher, the Anti-Vehicle Grenade Launcher, and then the RGO Impact Grenade, that one we've seen in games like Battlefield 4. And he also says here that Jet Ski is looking to be the vehicle for Season 3. Does that mean there is possibly naval warfare planned for Season 3? I always found that to be a bit of an oversight with Battlefield 6, that they didn't add naval warfare, because that was just one of the parts of Battlefield that fans have been calling out for ever since Battlefield 4, and it never really feels like we properly got that back again. And since Battlefield 6 is supposed to be a return to form for the series and really giving the fanbase what they want, I would be very surprised if we don't see a season that features heavy naval warfare. Now, I would expect to see something like an attack boat there, though, not a jet ski, so this could just be something to do with the RedSec Battle Royale mode. So, there you go, guys. I'm going to leave it at that for today. Don't forget to log in-game and check your mail, see if you've got any of these free goodies, which you probably should have gotten already, but you know what they say, better late than never, eh? Let me know what you think about these new Season 2 details. Does this sound probable to you? Like, maybe it's just a load of rubbish? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough, I guess, if it turns out to be true. Leave a like down below if you guys enjoyed the video or found it informative. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with everything Battlefield 6, and I'll see you all in the next one.